Hi, it's me, Lindsay Keeley with PAWsitive Choices, and you're probably wondering, why does she have Captain America's shield? Well, luckily, it's not his actual shield. He has that right now, but this is a pretend shield to remind you how important it is to be safe with your body. Not only does it keep you and others protected and safe, but it actually helps your brain grow. So today we're going to be drawing together what it looks like to be safe when you're walking in your school, so that way your brain can get even stronger. Let's get started. So, how can you be safe when you're walking around your school, whether it's from your classroom to the cafeteria or your classroom to library time? Maybe even it's cafeteria to recess. No matter where you're going, we're going to draw a picture of what it can look like to be safe so that you can learn. I'm going to share my iPad, but it's time for you to pick up your pencil so that you can practice with me. Here's a picture of the entire goal setting form, but I'm going to zoom in to just the part that we're going to focus on. So I already wrote my name and I wrote the date. Now this says, think about a positive choice you want to practice. Circle it. Today we're working on being safe. As you can see in this picture, Bear is in his own bubble, Mouse is in her own bubble, and their arms and feet are staying to themselves. They're not touching one another. And if you look closely at their faces, they're smiling. They're doing well, and they're being safe with their bodies. Number 2 says, make a plan. What can help you meet your goal? So before we talk about what can help you meet your goal, let's draw a picture of what it looks and sounds like to be safe when you're walking around your school. So this here says, my goal is to, I'd like you to start by drawing a line. This represents the ground. At the front, you can draw a picture of your teacher who is standing at the front of the line. I'm going to put Mrs. Brown. That's my mom. My mom is an awesome second grade teacher in Florida. So I'm drawing a picture of what her class looks like. So there's Mrs. Brown at the front. And then her class walks down the hallway. They actually have something called, they have paw prints. So cool. So they have paw prints on the ground that they're supposed to stand on. That way they're in their own space. So that way, if someone's standing here, both of their feet are on this paw print. If another person's after them, both of their feet are on that paw print. But at your school, you might have stars, you might have circles, or maybe you don't have anything. Maybe you just have the hallway you're walking in, and there really isn't much to go off of in terms of knowing where your feet are supposed to go. So whether you have something on the ground or not, here's what you can do. So here's the first student. You're going to draw a circle, a line, 2 lines for the legs, and now this is a side profile. That means you're just seeing half their face. So there's the eye, there's a smile, and then their hands are to the side. This is when you're standing just like you're standing regularly. Your eyes are forward, your body's forward. Now, some teachers ask that you draw here's your body again. Here's the feet on the ground. Now, this person has both of their arms behind them, and it's kind of like they call it a ducktail. So putting your hands behind your back as if you have a ducktail to keep your hands to yourself. So some teachers have you do that. In Mrs. Brown's class, they just have their hands to themselves, to their sides. So here's another person, then here is the last person. Awesome. Okay, something I want you to notice is the eyes are pointing forward. A lot of teachers call this, I'm going to add some hair. Here's that's kind of spiky hair. This is like a ponytail. And then here's someone with curly hair. So this is something called hair stare, where your eyes are looking right in front at the next person's hair. So I'm going to write hair stare. You're looking at the person's hair right in front of you. I'm also going to put, so we have a hair stare, we have the teacher at the front. I'm going to put no talking. You can notice that she doesn't have any words coming out of her voice, out of her mouth, no talking. Wonderful. So there it is. My goal is to walk in the hallway, doing a hair stare with no talking. We've done that picture. Now it's time to go to step 2. Make a plan. What can help you meet your goal? Now I want to draw a picture in this box of something that might happen. Let's say that you're in line and you are standing on the paw or wherever you're supposed to stand, and your brain is doing awesome. You're focused and you're quiet. Now, let's say someone in front of you turns around and they want to talk. And they say, hey, because their brain probably forgot that it's time to be quiet. So you want to remind them, we need to be quiet. We need to focus. So here's a picture of someone saying, hey, like they want to talk with you. To help you meet your goal, this says, talk it out. So you want to let them know, you want to tell them it's time to be quiet. So you can either say something like, please be quiet, or this is actually a really neat way to do it. So that way you're not distracting them either. So you go like this. Here's a mouth. And then here's someone who is having their hand. They're going like this. They're saying, shh, right? They're going, shh. So they're making that gesture to please be quiet. Please don't say anything. So they're staying focused and they're not talking. I'm going to add a little more writing that says, to help meet my goal, I will. And I'm going to put show others it's time to be quiet. And you can do that by going like this. You could whisper, please be quiet. And those are two ways that you can talk with someone, or you can work it out with them to let them know they need to be quiet in the hallway. But Lindsay, why should we be quiet in the hallway? Why can't we play and talk and have fun? I'm glad you asked. It's important for us to be quiet in the hallway because even though you're just walking and you're not learning at that moment, there are other kids in different classrooms around you and they're trying to learn. So if your brain is mixed up and being loud, guess what's going to happen to them? Their brains can get mixed up. Also, it's important to be safe in the hallway and do a hair stare, be in your line, because sometimes when kids' brains get silly, they start to move quickly. Then kids can bump into each other, they can fall down. And I've seen this before, kids can really get hurt. And so when you remind your brain that when I'm at school, I need to be safe, I need to follow directions, I need to walk in a straight line, use a hair stare, that's going to help your brain. And you know what? I want you to think about when is the best time for you to talk and have fun and stand next to your friends and talk as much as you want. In most schools, that's during recess time. So you can always tell your brain, if your brain really wants to talk and play with someone when you're in line, you can say, brain, we can do that at recess. Or brain, I can wait until recess. Thank you so much for watching and for drawing along with me. I hope that you have a great week and that your brain gets even stronger at being safe when you're in the hallway. Bye.